Okay.
Okie dokie.
Are we doing this?
We're doing this.
So, Jaimee Bull, we're at the Cali Pro-Am. We just finished prelims.
Yep.
2 rounds today. How'd you feel out there? How'd it go?
It went well. I ran 5:39 both rounds, so second seed into finals tomorrow, which is head-to-head. Didn't feel the best ever, but it's okay. We're gonna try and get it to feel a little better tomorrow.
So, can we back up? I want to talk about this season,
Yep.
just like as a whole. We don't have to go through everything. The season's kind of had 3 parts. There's like first part, and then there was like the Euro tour,
Yeah.
if you will, and now this is kind of the start of the third part.
Yeah.
How have you seen this season compared to seasons previous? Like for you as a skier and like your goals, like whatever those goals are, how's it been so far, and like how would you kind of grade it? Like
Ooh.
ABC?
ABC?
Yep.
I would say pretty A.
Yeah?
A minus maybe.
Okay.
Room for improvement.
Little room for improvement,
Yeah.
but feeling
but
pretty
like
good?
feeling good.
What was a highlight or 2 for you so far?
Europe was amazing. Got on a new ski like right before Europe, riding the O2 now.
Works O2?
Works O2. It's great. Yeah, so riding Works O2, went to Europe, felt amazing, ran a bunch of 39s, which I was super stoked about.
Yep.
Really happy with Lacanau because Whitney ran 1 at 41 in finals and I had to go out after her.
Yeah.
And I ran 1.5 at 41.
That's pretty big.
So that was like really fun. And I ran
'cause
39 every round,
Yeah.
which was exciting. And one ball was amazing at 41.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to turn 2 because I really want 3 this year.
The record?
The record, Canadian records,
Yeah.
2.25. So I would love to get to 3 ball, and I had the 1 to do it. But then I got to 2 and was like, I really want to make sure I win. But then the other part of me was like, I really want to turn 2. So I ended up like in this like weird limbo mode, got outside a 2 ball. So I knew I won, then tried to turn 2 ball and
Shit.
just didn't go that well.
That was
but
it.
that 1 ball was, need more of those.
Yep.
So
You'll get them.
yeah.
As a skier, like, we don't need to get like too detailed, but what do you do before each ski ride? Like, what kind of like key rituals do you have? It doesn't always have to be the same, I'm sure, but like, what are some of the few things that you make sure you do before you ski every time?
I always do
that
the
help you?
same warm up.
Yeah.
And for me, whether it's helping my body so I perform better or I don't get injured or whatever, that's great.
Yeah.
But for me, it's really big mental part of it. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go X amount of skiers before I need to ski. I'm gonna start my warm up and I do the same thing every time. And it's kind of a way to like rein
Channel.
everything in, calm down, bring my focus in. And just like gonna get into the zone. I know I'm getting ready to ski. I can start to block everything else out and just go through the same process every time. And it makes it familiar. So wherever I am, I'm always doing the same thing.
Do you always wear your sunglasses when you're in shade and warming up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Do you need those things on right now? There we go. Look at her. She's here. She showed up. Yes, we have the real Jaimee Bull now. Do you have any mantras or anything? You get those off. What do you, when you're skiing, specifically like competition or high pressure, like how do you approach it? Do you have one key? Do you have a mantra or something you repeat, or do you just kind of like try to just be and like enjoy it? What do you do?
I would say for the most part, I just try to be.
Yeah.
I think like I definitely have a few keys, and those do change.
Yeah.
So the most constant thing would be just to be, to try and like take away some of the like conscious brain power because that usually
Shut
doesn't
that
go
down.
that well.
Yeah.
So try and get rid of that and just like, you know, be present and let my body do what it needs to do. And then, yeah, definitely there's some keys. Always trying to calm myself down at the end of the lake too. But the keys change depending on how skiing's going. Like my keys this weekend are way different than my keys were in Europe or whatever. So that changes for sure.
What is something that you found helps you when you're in a little bit of a slump or things aren't going like you want them to go?
It's really fitting for right now, thank you.
Well, okay.
Hey guys, I'm in a slump right now and Marcus is trying to help me get out of it.
Guys,
through this podcast.
She's in a slump. She gets 5 at 39 twice. Big slump.
I would say just trying to like find the like basic feelings again. Like
Okay.
find position on the ski, find the middle of the ski, get drive. And then once that happens, usually everything starts to fall back into place.
Okay. What about if you zoom out a little bit more? Like, do you change or do you assess like how much you've been skiing, like your surroundings, your like how much you've been thinking about skiing?
Yeah.
I mean,
Usually try and think less when I'm in a slump. It's hard
Good.
because it's usually more on your mind because things aren't going well. You want them to go well.
yeah.
It is definitely hard to think less about skiing when you're in a slump, but for me, I'm like, I need to get my mind off of it. Just dwelling on not skiing well or not having a good feeling just
Doesn't work.
puts you down further.
Yep.
So yeah, I try and get away from that. Do some other things, you know, like maybe take a bit of time off and
Yeah.
like step away from it a bit to just allow yourself, like maybe you're tired, maybe there's something else going on, like a little reset. And then most of the time after the reset, it still doesn't feel that great, but just like working through it, maybe ski less sets, don't go down the line as much, try and just find like a good feeling again and then go from there.
So about this slump that you think you're in,
Yeah, I'm in.
Let's-
It's in. It's
let's
happening.
hey, I'll tell you, she's not telling you, but I'll tell you, the ski she's been riding all year in Europe, the airlines figured they would test it, and it broke when they tested it.
Yeah.
So that
I did a
is
brake test by running my ski over with possibly the plane.
So that has to factor in, right?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
that helps remove a little bit of the pressure because you know, like you aren't on the same ski that you've been having the successes on earlier in the season. It's the same model, but we all know like
Yeah.
no two skis are exactly the same.
For
So
sure.
that factors in.
Yeah.
But
But it's frustrating at the same time too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it sucks. Like that ski, like first set I got on it, loved it. It was
Yeah.
amazing. There's like feelings I've never had on a ski before. So when that's suddenly gone,
yeah,
and you start to be like, okay, well, you're trying to search for something, and it's just frustrating because I know that I can't get that ski back. I know that we can make skis that are really close, and I have a ski that's really close, but it's definitely just hard to be like, okay, well, I don't feel this good because of this ski. I'm like, okay, well, I need to be able to ski on
you need to
any
figure
ski.
it out
Like, I
somehow.
need to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, okay, I understand where it's coming from, but I also know that like I need to be able to adapt and figure
Yeah.
it out. So
That's a tough place to be though,
yeah,
in a way.
yeah, for sure.
It's a unique situation because I think a lot of amateurs who are probably listening don't necessarily have that scenario because most of them are like flying all over the world. And,
Yeah.
you know, once they find a ski, they kind of stick with it.
Yeah,
So it is a unique
yeah,
problem to
for
deal
sure.
with.
And it's really small, right? Like it's, the differences in the skis are pretty small,
Yeah.
but I'm searching for such a precise feeling
Yeah.
that I don't think that's very common either.
No, it's not. So looking forward, what is a goal or two in the final couple months of this season, like for you, looking forward?
I want to get to 3-ball at 41. That's definitely up there.
Yeah,
I've been trying to turn 2 a little bit this year,
yeah,
which has ended in a handful of 1.5s.
yeah.
But
You're trying though.
Trying.
Yeah.
Like I know I can get 2, and I don't want 2. I want 3. So that I would really, really like to get there. And then, yeah, we got 3 more events before Worlds. I would like to ski well in them. I think really my 2 goals would be Worlds and 3. Those
Yeah.
are like my focus. I mean, first goal is to feel good on my ski
Yeah.
again.
Yeah.
Step 1,
Step 1. Yep.
feel good again. But then once that comes, which I know it's going to come, but
Yeah.
yeah, those would be my 2 focuses: is getting past 2-ball and skiing well at Worlds,
Why do you ski?
because it's fun.
Okay.
No,
I need you to think about it for a second. But really, why do you ski?
I think I ski because
Wait, hold on.
okay. God,
The Detra clan coming through.
I know. They interrupted my last one too.
I'm sorry.
They're just,
We're sound pollution free now.
yeah.
Yeah. So why do you ski?
I mean, I think there's a few reasons I ski. One, it's it started with family. Obviously, it's progressed from that to now it's my job. But I like the challenge of it. I think it's, you can always be better at it. So that is something that's cool, is that there's no end point. You can always be better. You can always challenge yourself to, you know, run more buoys, shorten the line, ski better, have a better feeling.
How challenging is it to not be able to find the feeling that you want?
Challenging. Drives me insane.
Yeah.
I mean, like skiing, when you're skiing really well, is so much fun.
Yep.
And the feeling that you have on the water is something that you don't get anywhere else. So that's the reason why I ski, is because I love that feeling.
Yeah.
And when you don't have that feeling, don't love skiing that much.
Fucking sucks.
It's not that fun. Which I know you've heard me say this like the past couple weeks, is like, it's not fun. Like the skiing itself is, okay, the action of going and doing it is whatever, but like the actual passes of skiing that are usually so much fun while you're doing them, because of like the feel you have on the water and the acceleration and all of that and the swing. I've lost that right now, and it's taking the fun out of skiing, and I'm searching for that feeling that like brings that rush back.
Okay, so I think a lot of people who are listening, amateurs, probably can identify in some way. It's not like their job, so they're not like fully committed to it like you are.
Yeah.
But even though skiing's not a job for most people, it is very important to them.
Yeah.
Because it gives them something they can't get anywhere else in their life. And so when they're down, when they're in a slump, it sucks.
Yeah.
Right? And so you're not alone in that respect. But ultimately, that feeling you're talking about that you don't have right now is, I think, very important.
Yeah, 100%.
Like that's what people are looking for. That's why they do this. So what do you imagine is going to allow you? Let me ask this. Do you think there's another way to figure out how to find that feeling again besides like working on some sort of technical approach to it? Like, do you think there's like maybe more centered, like deeper, like something just in how you're thinking about your own skiing or how you view yourself in the sport?
I mean,
that could be affecting.
Mental game plays into everything, and I would say I'm frustrated right now.
Yeah.
Frustration doesn't really help much of anything.
You're frustrated because you know what you're capable of, but you can't get there because you don't have that feeling.
Yeah, and I'm frustrated I
confident.
don't have that feeling because it's taking away from my enjoyment on the water. So, yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think if you could somehow magically will yourself or just give yourself the permission to let go of the frustration?
Yeah.
Because everybody around you knows that you're not yourself right now, like as far as how you ski. I think if you give yourself that permission, that maybe it might be easier to find that feeling again.
I mean,
just to like let go of the frustration.
Yeah, it would help. I don't think it's going to be like a boom. That's not going to fix it. It's going to help in the process of finding it, I think. But I don't think it's what's preventing the feeling. Like it's just, it's become a barrier in the way of finding it again, because I'm almost trying too hard, I think, now to find the feeling. Like I'm searching so much to get this feeling back that it just feels it's not that
junky.
Great.
Yeah.
So if I can kind of like just let go of the frustration, trust a little bit, and allow my body to adapt and figure it out, it's probably going to go better. But I still think it's going to take a little time.
For sure.
Which I think is going to be good. We're in California Pro-Am right now. We have a weekend off before the next event. And so I'll go back to Florida, some consistent sets.
Yep.
Have like a little less pressure to be performing.
And time to like kind of just move through.
Yeah, and decompress a little bit and, do whatever I want in a set to figure things out and have the freedom to be okay to like let go of the frustration, because I'm like, okay, I have time.
Yeah. Yep.
The past little while, I'm like, it was fine when it first started. I was like, yeah, okay, I got lots of time. And then it was just like, okay, it's not getting better.
What's happening?
And then it's, a week before an event and we're still searching so hard. And then it comes to a point of like, okay, this is when it comes down to the job part. It's like, well, now you need to go and perform and do what you need to do. And it's not going to be amazing, but you have to do your best. And then once the weekend's over, can kind of like take
Yeah.
a step back and figure things out again.
You've also been dealing with a knee injury. I'm sure people have seen like you've taped
Yeah.
almost every set for like a
A
lot of
whole
months.
year.
Yeah. Do you want to just quickly touch on that? Because I
Yeah.
feel like that's your back leg, and that,
Yeah.
that might be also something that subconsciously you don't want to admit, but it might be a thing a little bit.
Yeah, everyone asks how it is. It's fine, but
Yeah.
yeah, torn my superior posterior tibial fibular ligament.
That's a big word.
It's a big one.
What does
It's a
that mean?
mouthful. So pretty much
ligament that holds your fibula from like moving around?
Yeah, so pretty much the ligament that holds your fibula and tibia together
Mhm.
is gone, like fully
Wow.
gonzo.
Okay.
So my fibula is free roaming right now. It's living its own
Free
life.
range fibula.
Free range fibula.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's yeah, it's definitely not ideal. I can still ski, which is great.
Yeah.
Skiing is one of the things that irritates it the least, I think, just because I'm stacked. I think I'm lucky it's my back leg and not my front leg.
Front leg, yeah.
But I mean, it's still not great. Like especially on my onside, trying to drive through the finish of the turn, it's like you get a knife in the back of your leg
Yeah.
because it's putting a rotational kind of moment
That's
down
instantly
that,
going to
so.
take you like out of the zone, out of the moment, probably.
Yeah, it
in a
kind of
way.
like snaps you back. It's
Yeah.
like okay, everything feels great to go and go to move, and then there's that stab. It's like kind of
Yeah.
like it's almost shocking. It doesn't happen every turn. Tape helps a lot. I'm pretty much taping my fibula into place to prevent it from moving forward.
And you haven't complained about this once. I haven't heard you really mention it, so I'm actually just pulling this out of you so that people know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I don't think people would really know to the degree to which this has kind of been plaguing you all year in the background.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been an issue. It took a while to figure out what was going on too.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I
That's
wore
fair.
pants to my first event because I was like, people are going to see it taped. I don't want to talk about it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. Like, I'm able to ski. Doctors have said it's fully torn, so I can't make it worse.
Yeah.
So
Just got to get through the season.
just have to kind of deal with the pain. And that's another thing that's somewhat mental, is like also trying to figure out what pain is okay, what's good pain and what's bad pain. And
Yeah.
when I do get that stabbing feeling, like it catches me off guard sometimes. And how do you like not have that like reaction
Yeah.
that doesn't feel like a conscious like, oh, that hurt, okay, I'm gonna stop moving. It's like it's a split second, I feel that pain, and then my body reacts, and then I'm like, okay, no, keep going. So
It's like a reflex.
yeah, it's a reflex. It's not. It's
Yep.
fully a reflex. So yeah, I don't know. It's okay. I can still ski. I haven't been put out for the season, so I'm grateful for that. I'm not sidelined right now, but yeah, it's not the best.
You're going to get through it though.
Yeah, it'll be all right.
Do you want to talk about FPM a little bit? Just some takeaways from working with Jenny or I the last couple of years
Yeah.
that have helped you, you know?
So yeah, with Flowpoint programming, it's pretty nice to be able to just go into the app and get pretty much anything you need. Every day there's obviously lets you know what you need to do.
Yeah.
For me, my schedule is a little bit different than I think a lot of people that are on the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely modify it a bit because, and Jenny's been great with that and
Yeah.
kind of
Which
letting
is
us
encouraged.
know.
Like not everybody's
100%.
on the same schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, so which is great because there's a lot of support for that, and really making it tailored to each person. So
Yeah.
that's been great. A lot of the supplementary videos that Jenny does are huge, especially when we're in season.
Fix yourself.
Fix
series.
yourself, so
Yeah.
fix your hips, fix your back.
Yeah.
Those ones have been really good. And just making sure that I'm dialed in all season. Obviously, I've got a torn ligament, but other than
Yeah.
that, knock on wood, body's holding up pretty
good.
well.
Yeah.
And even with the ligament, like it's kind of created a chain reaction through the rest of my body. So maintaining hips, back, all of that stuff that is trying to support my lower leg.
Your leg that's dangling.
Yeah, my leg that's just hanging on, moving, doing its own thing. Have been great. And I've definitely really appreciated those videos.
Yeah.
So I think those are awesome. And then from the skiing side, I mean, we've been talking skiing since I was a small little guy.
A teen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's been great, from technique to mental game too. I don't know, I think I called you last week like,
Yeah, well, it's fun
this
to get to
isn't
like.
good.
What's cool for me is like with FPM, with kind of everybody, but also with like the ambassadors, with all you guys and girls, it's fun to like get to tailor some of my input
Yeah.
to each person because
Yeah.
everybody's different.
For sure.
And so how I interact and maybe share information with you is different than with Rob or Chelsea or Corey, but it's expanding our like ability to interact and help other people, I think.
For sure.
Because you guys have a lot of shit figured out. And so it's like almost more critical, like how to approach it and to not like overburden people at your level. And then that helps us be more surgical and specific with people who are on the platform.
Yeah.
When they send a give go or when they,
For sure.
Chime in on the forum or whatever.
Yeah, and I would say everybody reacts differently. Everyone needs things explained to them slightly differently or requires different things. So I think it's cool that you're able to work with such a variety of people, personalities and techniques, and lifestyles, honestly. Like I would say all of us on the Flow Point team are pretty different. So I think that's like very different. So I think that's cool that you have that contact, and I think it does help with, everybody else who's on the program who, everyone's going to be a little
You guys
different.
are our guinea pigs.
Yeah, but it's good.
Yeah, it's great. It's fun.
Yeah.
Because then we get to like share some of that stuff with everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay, one more question, unless you have other stuff you want to talk about. Who is somebody, aside from your parents?
Yeah.
I don't think you can say parents. Maybe you can. If you want to, you can say parents first, but then you have to have somebody else. Who is that giant that's in your life who, without that person, your life would have been on a completely different path, or with skiing, you would be on a completely different trajectory? Like, delete this person, and your life would be completely different.
My brother.
Your brother?
Yeah.
How so?
So I have an older brother. He's 5.5 years older than me.
Yeah. Jarrett.
Jarrett.
What's up, Jarrett?
Hi, Jarrett. He will never listen to this, but it's okay.
We'll send him the 3-second version.
Yes. He's the one who got our family into competitive water skiing. My parents weren't competitive skiers. They did it for fun. They took my brother to watch a tournament. He wanted to do it. My dad put him in a grassroots tournament. Whatever. It snowballs. Here we are. So I wanted to do pretty much everything and anything he did growing up.
Following him everywhere.
And he's 5.5 years older, so that was sometimes a little bit much.
Troublesome.
Yeah, troublesome for sure. And he was good about it. Like, he always wanted me to do those things too. So I would say, one, that helped in a lot of my athleticism and development and all that stuff, because I was being pushed to do things when I was younger that I probably wouldn't have done that without him. Two, I never would have gone into competitive water skiing if he wasn't already in the sport. He was in the sport. He led the way. He kind of had like the hard road.
Made some big mistakes that you probably didn't have to make.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, and found people that worked and people that didn't, and even for sponsors, like my parents couldn't afford water skiing, and so he developed some partnerships that helped, and then through trial and error of him looking for sponsors, I kind of was able to take that and tailor it my own way, so that when I was out looking for sponsors, the process went a little bit better. So there's just everything from actually skiing to the off-water stuff to all of it. He went away for a camp when he was, 13 maybe, or 12, probably 12. And I was skiing on 2 skis at the time, and I was like, when he comes home, I'm going to be skiing on 1 ski. And my parents were like, well, okay, let's go, let's try it.
That was your goal? You wanted to impress your big brother?
Yeah, I was like, he can do it, and he's leaving, and he's going to get coaching for this. I'm going to be able to do it. So anyways, I did. And so when he got back, I was skiing on 1 ski. And so I think it was that's the first thing, but then it was everything after that.
Just kind of
I was like, he did this, okay, well, I want to do this. He does this, I want to do that. So without him, I don't think I would be a water skier at all. Yeah. So, and obviously, like you said, parents for sure. Without their support, I never would have done anything. But definitely, my brother was the one who was I idolized as a kid, and also is the one who kind of motivated me to be a skier. Yeah. Yeah.
So I have one more question, but I don't know if you can answer it today. So I'll just ask you, and maybe we can answer it another time. But what's it going to take for you? What do you have to do, achieve, accomplish before you're ready to like quit skiing?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Can you think about that as homework? Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I'm ready. If I'm ready to think about that too hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Decisions, life decisions. But yeah, I think
it's worth considering, though.
Yeah,
I don't
for
think
sure.
you should answer it now because
I mean, I've thought about it. I have
Yeah.
somewhat of an idea in my brain. I don't know if I want to put it into the universe, but
don't put it out there yet.
yeah,
Keep it.
yeah. So
But share it when it's time.
yeah, for sure.
Unless it's like the time, and then we'll all know.
Surprise!
Yep. Okay. Well, thanks for sitting down.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Sorry, I know you want AC right now.
No, we
And
got
you
ice
ski
cream,
tomorrow.
guys. I made a deal with Marcus. I'll do the interview if we got to
We
have
got Cold
ice cream
Stone,
first.
so she would come interview. It's not on FPM plan, but it kind of is.
It is.
If that's what it takes to like get you stoked on life,
Yeah,
have
it
some
is.
Cold Stone.
It is.
Yeah.
For sure.
Perfect.
Mindset.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Thank you. Woo!
We're done. That was easy.
We need to go.